Hey there everybody, how's it going? It's me, Waddles. Welcome to another video. In today's video, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Bee update. The 1.15 Bee update has been in the snapshot phase of development since the end of August. That's a couple months now. This update has a planned release time of the holiday season 2019. If you look at your calendar, that is actually just about here now. So today I'll be going over some things that you should definitely do before the Bee update hits. If you like today's video, leave a like, and if you have another thing that you think people should do, definitely drop that down in the comments today. Share your knowledge. We'll start today's list off by taking a look at this Enchanted Book right here. Now this is just a plain old Silk Touch book. You could get this from an enchanting table, maybe an AFK fish farm. It's literally just an enchanted Silk Touch book. In Minecraft 1.14.4, there is a bug that turns these Silk Touch books into Silk Touch tools, which is pretty useful. So there's no tricks behind it. This is literally just a Silk Touch book. I am walking around and Silk Touching things that I would normally have to use like a pickaxe or maybe a tree axe or something on, and it just works, which is really cool. Now obviously this is not the intended effect of this enchanted book. This is just an enchanted book, not a tool. It shouldn't be actually Silk Touching things. So it's safe to say that this is definitely a bug. One of the 1.15 snapshots confirmed that because this feature was removed. So maybe you're just way too cheap to use your Silk Touch shovel or pickaxe. Well, if that's the case, you better take advantage of this mechanic before the 1.15 update comes out, because once it does, this will be gone forever. If you're particularly into more information on this bug, it is MC154873. So you weren't impressed with that first one, eh? That's okay, because this will definitely impress you. Right here, what I'm about to show you is an efficient way to basically farm infinite emeralds in Minecraft 1.14.4. This is being removed in 1.15, so you better take advantage of this now. Now, to do something like this, you're gonna need a few things. You'll need a zombie, and you'll need a villager. The villager should be a librarian villager with a specific trait that we'll talk about. Now, this emerald farming method involves curing a zombie villager, so that means you'll need a golden apple and a splash potion of weakness as well. You should also probably have some emeralds on hand to make this work. So over here I have a bunch of emeralds. We'll just take a little bit, and then I have some bookshelves. But we can actually just buy bookshelves from this guy right here. Now take a look at this guy's trades. Right here we have 3 bookshelves for 1 emerald. That's quite a steal. So we'll go ahead and buy one of those, and then we'll place these bookshelves down and break them. Like, just break them with our hands. No tricks here, just literally breaking the bookcases, wasting all of the wood that was spent on making those bookcases. Now we'll put our emeralds back, and then we'll go ahead and trade with this guy and sell him our books right here. And take a look at this. So I spent 1 emerald on these bookshelves, and I just went ahead and made, it looks like 9 emeralds off of a single, not bad. Yeah, we literally just turned 1 emerald into 9 emeralds. It's pretty cheaty, and it's going away in 1.15. I'm going to show you how to do this now. So first things first, head to your nearby village and borrow a villager. Bring a villager over to like your base or something. Then get a lectern and place it down. Wait for the villager to claim the librarian job, and then check the trades. If you have a bookshelf trade in your first level, you are good. But if you don't have a bookshelf trade, that's not a problem at all. Without trading with this villager, break your lectern, wait for the villager to quit its job, and then place the lectern back down. Repeat the process as many times as you need until you see this trade right here. After that, we need to trade with this villager 1 time to lock its trades in. So that means you can either do the 6 emerald trade, or you can do the cheaper, much more realistic 24 paper trade. So we'll go ahead and do that 1 time, and then we're good. This villager is now locked in. Now we need to wait for it to turn to nighttime. Now once it turns to nighttime, you need to go find a zombie. A baby zombie, a zombie villager, a zombie, any of those things are going to work. Now, we need to lead this zombie over to our villager and actually let the zombie turn the villager into a zombie villager. So if we do something like that, the zombie's in the cage and he doesn't see the villager yet, but he will eventually once we walk away. So if we just like hide over here, you should notice the villager. Yep. It definitely might help to go far away because otherwise the zombie will keep locking onto you. Yeah, or hide somewhere. Make like a glass box or something, but we gotta let the zombie turn the villager into a zombie villager. Now this can take a little bit of time, so just be patient, but once it happens, you should have something that looks like this. Now you need to get rid of the other zombie, the zombie that you used to turn this guy into a zombie villager. Don't get rid of your zombie villager. This guy is really, really important. So after all of that, we can go ahead and convert this guy. We'll throw a splash potion of weakness, and then we'll feed him an apple, and now we wait. This process can be sped up by surrounding the zombie villager with iron bars. Iron bars are good for this process. This is going to take probably anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, so just be patient. Another big pro tip here, make sure you either do this indoors or at nighttime, because zombie villagers, even if they're being cured, can burn in the daylight, which, yeah, that's a big problem. So just remember that the daylight can hurt this guy. Keep him safe. Wait a little bit of time and your zombie will be cured into a villager. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at this villager's trades, we can see 3 bookshelves for 1 emerald. That's it. So then go ahead, come back to this guy with 1 emerald, buy some bookshelves, then place those bookshelves down, break the bookshelves for books, and then we can sell the books to this guy once we level him up. So maybe bring some more paper with you too. Or, if you're loaded, just have a bunch of emeralds like me and go ahead and just level this guy up right to the next level. Back out of the villager, wait for the pink effects to come, and then check them back, and boom, we have our book trade. So now we can pretty much just farm emeralds infinitely. This is a huge exploit. This is going to be removed in 1.15, so if you need to do this, you should do it soon. Now, obviously, once you get this guy to level 2, you really just need 1 emerald to start this whole process, but yeah, you gotta get him to level 2 first. It's not that big of a deal. Well, this is how you can farm pretty much infinite emeralds. If this guy ever ends up with lock trades like this, just wait for the trades to be restocked, and if the price is reset, repeat the process again. Drop a zombie in here, let this guy turn into a zombie villager, cure him, and you'll have these exact same prices each and every time. Next, I'm going to show you a horse armor duplication glitch, but just be aware, it's a little cruel. So this is MC bug 152751. This is being patched in the 1.15 update. This bug lets you duplicate horse armor, which is pretty useful if you use horses a lot and maybe lose your horse armor. Now to do this, you're going to need some horses, probably some spare ones, and then a looting 3 sword. Now, remember, I don't advise that you do this, but if you have to duplicate horse armor in 1.14.4, you have a chance of duplicating it when you kill a horse with looting 3. Now, as you saw there, it didn't work that time, so it's not always going to work, so you might end up just killing a bunch of horses, like I killed 2 and nothing, so yeah, it's maybe not the best thing that you should be doing, but it's something that you could do before Minecraft 1.15 releases. Hey, I recognize this world. This is pretty familiar, and I bet you guys do too. So before we get into the next one, if you guys are enjoying the video, help me out by leaving a like on this one. So, Minecraft 1.15 is going to introduce bees into the game. The bees are going to spawn in plains biomes or more commonly in flower forests, but you might have a big problem finding them in places that you've already been, so you should probably consider where you're going to run off to find your bees before 1.15 releases, and then that way, as soon as the update releases, you know exactly where you plan on going. Now, you're going to want to go to somewhere that you have not been before. So, I've explored all over this whole area, obviously, because my map is here, but I haven't necessarily explored, like, super far off that way, like in the world. Like, if I, like, flew over, you know, over there really far, I haven't gone there, and that's good. To quickly find bees, you definitely want to go to somewhere that you have not been. And this is important, don't go there until the update releases, because if you go there before then, you're going to make your life a whole lot harder. Now, that's not to say that you have to do that to find bees. You could just start over, make a new world, something like that. That would be way easier, but if you're set on keeping the same world, you're probably going to need to go to somewhere that you haven't been before. So maybe make some maps and think about where you will definitely not go until Minecraft 1.15 releases. Next, we actually have a farm that breaks in Minecraft 1.15, but don't worry, this is kind of a cheaty farm, and maybe you haven't even heard of this thing. So take a look at this right here. We have a chest on some boats, and then we have cactus all around it. As soon as I do this and this, just watch the cactus, yeah. You see that's growing pretty fast, right? Like that's definitely not default, right? Yeah, obviously, that's not default. Yeah, obviously, this is not normal. This cactus is growing insanely fast, and the random tick speed is the default, which is 3, as you can see down over here. That's what I'm trying to show you. So, yeah, this is just an insanely fast cactus farm, and even better, this can actually be done with chorus plant, with cactus, with sugarcane, and with bamboo. So you can farm all of this stuff pretty much instantly, like this farm over here, which is really, really crazy. Now, I've got to refer you guys to 2 different channels for this one, Ike and Eagle Eye 621. I'm going to link 2 videos down in the description. They are both step-by-step tutorials. They're wonderful by both of these channels, so check those out. But we'll go ahead and do a mini speed tutorial right over here. Big shout out to Ike and Eagle Eye 621. Before we do the tutorial, we're just going to go ahead and turn this thing off. We'll go ahead and pick up a bunch of this stuff, and I'll show you how much we have over here, actually. So, yeah, the whole time, we just got a stack and 13 more cactus. Not bad at all. So, to build this thing, we're going to need 4 trapdoors, a chest, 4 sand, 4 cactus, and then 2 boats. You should also have some building blocks on hand. Just anything will work. Alright, so for this one, it might help to have your hitboxes on. To turn your hitboxes on, press F3 and B, and then you can see your hitboxes. So start by placing a chest down. On top of that chest, you need to place a boat. Now, you want to try and center this boat right over the middle of the chest. Get as close as possible. Yeah, that's pretty good. After that, build up a few blocks and place a boat right above the other boat. Then break those blocks and let the boat fall. Now, you want to make sure that these hitboxes are pretty much lined up, and actually I did a pretty good job. Those are just about lined up. They're a little off, obviously, but we'll see if that's a problem in the next step. So now go ahead and place some more building blocks and then drop sand, and if it falls, you did it wrong, so I got some fixing to do. To line the boats up, by the way, you can just hop into them and inch around and kind of like eyeball where the oars are. So yeah, that's a good way to line them up. That's pretty good. Let's try it again. Place the sand down, and if it does that, you are good to go. Now you want to do this on all 4 corners here, so you'll end up with something that looks like that, a bunch of bouncing sand. Pretty crazy looking. Now, after you have this, you can go ahead and remove your building blocks and plant your cactus, and it is going to grow crazy fast. So then, place some trapdoors right next to the cactus, and it will break insanely fast as well, because it's growing crazy fast. Now, you need to do this when the cactus is 1 high, because if you do it when it's 2 high, it won't grow crazy fast. These ones will grow the normal speed, and that's not the point of this farm. So that's how you do it for cactus. If you're going to do it for sugarcane, basically dump some water in here, plant the sugarcane, and then set up some kind of piston machine to harvest the sugarcane automatically. So this is pretty crazy. Now, Ike's video link down below will show you how to set up an automatic collection system, and then Eagle Eye's video will show you how to do this for bamboo, because it's a little different. You have to use kind of a little more cheaty method to get the bamboo to plant. Now, this is something that is going to be patched in Minecraft 1.15, so if you need to farm up a lot of green dye for something, maybe you need a bunch of sugarcane for like your elytra, you should do this now before it gets removed. But just know that this is kind of game breaking. If you have like a trading system on like a server, maybe don't do this. You could maybe get in some trouble from the admin. Yeah, this is crazy. Oh, and one final thing, to turn this thing off, basically just break your trapdoors or whatever you're using to harvest the cactus and let the cactus grow. Eventually it's going to hit 3 high and it won't grow anymore, it'll just stop. Oh, and another thing, don't bump the sand. If you bump the sand like I did over here, it's gonna break and fall, and then you have to realign everything. So put a wall around it or something, keep it safe, don't bump the thing. And last, but definitely not least on our list today, so things before 1.15. when 1.15 drops, bees are going to be in the game. You're probably going to want to go and find those bees and bring them back to your base. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to set up some kind of bee farm, at least a simple one, like just a small bee house before Minecraft 1.15 releases. Now remember, to bring bees back to your base, you're either going to need some flowers or a silk touch tool, so get your hands on one of those things as well before the update, so then when the update releases, you can go ahead and bring bees back. Bees will follow you when you have flowers in your hand, so that'll work, or you can wait for bees to go into their beehives, and then you can pick up the beehive and bring it back home with the bees inside of it. When you place it down, the bees can actually leave the thing. Now, when a bee flies over a growing crop, the crop's growth speed will actually be sped up, so setting up something like what I did in here would be a pretty good idea. Once 1.15 releases, I would come back and put a beehive or a bee nest right on top of the scaffolding block right here, and then close the door and not let the bees out, and the thing would be good. You will be able to breed bees with flowers, so you'll only need to get your hands on 2, and then you can breed them up back at your base. But setting up some sort of simple bee farm or just some kind of bee house before the update releases would be a pretty good idea. And so, that's it. Those are some things that you should do in your world before Minecraft 1.15. What did you think about the list that I came up with? Did you like it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What else are you doing to get ready for the update? Definitely share that down below. If you liked today's video, do me a favor, leave a like and subscribe. It helps out so much. And remember, there's some brand new merch. You can check it out down below the video on the merch bench. If you like what you see on the merch, maybe pick some up. There is an Instagram for it too, at ShopWaddles on Instagram. But with all of that being said, a big shout out to my patron Stoffy today. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you all for watching. My name is Waddles, and I will see you in the next one. Until next time, elites, stay cool.